Today we will probably not really answer the question, is it a good idea to take a tripod with you when shooting insect macro photography? And what about insect videography? I will also try for the first time 2 new little accessories that I can attach to the tripod. So the first encounter of the day is a tiny green spider on a leaf. It was not moving, so I thought, what a great start. At first I have to adjust the tripod, and the ground is really a mess with leaves and branches, so it takes a while. Here comes the first gadget, a metallic rail slider that I will use to position my camera at the right distance from the subject without having to move the tripod constantly. And I like that one, very sturdy. You can screw it on your tripod, but it is also Arca Swiss compatible. A simple item that do the job very well in my opinion. I'll put a link in the video description below if you want to check it out. All good so far, I just regret that my tripod has a ball head and not a fluid head, you know, with the pan handle bar. So finally, after many adjustments, I start to take some photos of that little spider, and she starts to move. Unfortunately, I could not achieve successfully any focus bracketing. Nevertheless, here she is, a 3mm cobweb spider in the Chryso family. I would guess a Chryso viridiventris. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. It turns out that she's carrying its babies. She is as green as the leaf she lives on, and also translucid and tiny. Now imagine the size of the babies. Here there is one. It seems that some are still inside their eggs. So clearly I just lost my time with that tripod. But what about video? This is the second gadget. I just received it in my mailbox. And this is a metallic arm that I can clamp in a branch or on my tripod, with a screw in the middle to maintain everything in the desired position. And at the extremity my small rig LED light that I can screw on the arm. It is camera thread compatible. So I fix it on my tripod. Half the brightness of that LED light seems to be plenty enough. In those conditions, without that light, I would be at 5000 to 8000 ISO. And with the light, I am at 160 to 400 ISO. Great! And here you have it, my first boring but stable macro video. And my first tip for macro photography will be just remove the flash and the flash diffuser altogether, because they will touch the branches around, they will catch the wind, they will suck the light, and it's heavy. And it can stress the subject, it will be scared, and obviously you will see better what you are doing. This is a tropical leatherleaf slug. I took a portrait and a profile. Next we have a locust. Super cooperative. And in this case, it was very convenient spending several minutes photographing the insect with a very stable camera. However, I could not get something I like, and I think, handheld, I would have shot more angles. Also, I should have tried to get a background that is not green. Maybe some brown leaves or the sky. In front of it, we have the exoskeleton of a praying mantis. By the way, in the first photo you saw, the subject is the exoskeleton of a cicada. Again, I could be wrong anytime, just correct me in the comments. Now listen. That's him, my worst enemy. The rufous-tailed Tyler bird. He is jumping around, eating all the insects. Here I tried to film him manually focusing with my X-T5 and the Laowa 65mm. Look at him jumping from branch to branch. So I am a bit off topic since 1 minute, but maybe you remember in one of my last videos about my macro photography settings, I said that I wanted to try RAW instead of lossless compressed RAW. Here you see that my X-T5 cannot handle more than 25 RAW shots at 5 frames per second, so I am back to lossless compressed RAW. Now I'm filming again with all my new gadgets, my X-T5 and my Laowa 65mm. And do you hear that sound? My second worst enemy, a tokai gecko, a few meters away from me. At least this one cannot jump from branch to branch, and he's hunting at night. So I'm still at it, trying to film my locust. And something unexpected happened. So instead of filming that boring grasshopper, I followed the jumping spider. I bet she's turning around to find the best trajectory there. I bet she's calculating the distance of the jump and the exact point where she will land on. Did you guess where she will jump? Here she is on my LED light. And here, about to jump back to the leaf. Only the legs are in focus on this one. Back to the boring locust. My goal was to show some movements, so I went as down as possible to show at least her belly moving with each breath. Not having much success finding cooperative insect, I tried a stack with a stinking passion flower, a kind of invasive species native from Central America. And here is a stack of a close-up. For insect macro photography, unless you have a specific task to accomplish, a tripod is a bit of a pain. But for videography, go for it, 100% approved by me. You absolutely need stability. The ground, a bag of rice, a tree, a tripod, anything solid, or you will have a shaky footage. You add some lightning source and a slider to your setup and you're good to go. Let us know in the comments if you have some tips and tricks about videography. Cheers!